Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Today we're back here with Josh Scorcher. Been a while, but hey, we're finally here. We're the 5 great villain songs, volume 1. So yeah, he's done the villain month song stuff, but now, I guess the ones that didn't make the list. So, considering each of them, we're going theater, the movies, the games, TV shows, and fan made. You know where this goes, right? So, shall we? Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 6.
Man, you guys really like it when I talk about villain songs, huh?
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
Just that.
Who's bad?
Here's the start of a new series I am calling 5 Great Villain Songs, where we take a look at one villain song from each category that I've previously done a countdown on. It's that simple, and let's get started.
Yep. First up, non-Disney. That's a nope.
Labyrinth. Pure 80s nostalgia. I'll admit, Ari's
David
a bigger
Bowie.
fan of this than I am, but I definitely give this film credit for highlighting Jim Henson's talent for directing, and, of course, showcasing the musical talents of the late, great David Bowie as Jareth. I'm pretty sure a whole generation of ladies went
Gotta
weak
see if
at
I've
the
done
knees
Labyrinth.
over him.
Nostalgia could help.
And so sue me.
Bowie
Hi,
got a
Ari.
chance to perform 5 songs for the film, because when you get a chance to work with a musical legend, you gotta
Why not?
make
You
him
gotta
sing
make him sing.
once. I mean, you'd like to think that. How do you literally have everyone except David Bowie sing? How? Of his 5 songs,
maybe you
I
need
want
a
to
break.
give special attention to Within You. Just a quick recap up to this point.
Go ahead.
Jareth has kidnapped Sarah's infant brother, Toby, and has given the teenager 13 hours to find him within his labyrinth, or they'll both be trapped here with him forever. Throughout the flick, our flashy Goblin King's been doing what he can to slow down Sarah, and it all culminates into this
And
tense
spoiler warning, Sarah was the one that summoned him.
has Sarah cornered in basically an Escher painting. Her little brother is here as well, just out of her reach, and Jareth tries to appeal to her one last time in song, and...
How you turned my world, you precious thing. You starve near exhaustion.
Oh boy.
Everything I've done for you.
Thanks.
I move the stars for no one.
The track itself is an eerie bop. The synth music gives an oozing, uncomfortable vibe that blends perfectly with Bowie's voice. But the real goosebumps come in with the lyrics. At face value, it's him trying to tell Sarah how in love with her he is, but listen to his choice of words. Everything I've done for you. I move the stars for no one. He's trying to gaslight her for not falling for him while he spent all day granting her wishes. Never mind that it was for his own agenda. He looks more and more depressed
Think of it
as
an
the
evil
song
jam.
progresses, basically trying to tug at our heartstrings along the way. And the last bit of lyrics...
Live without the sunlight. Love without your heartbeat. I can't live within you.
Just like that, the picture becomes a little clearer. It may seem like Jareth's the puppet master in this whole ordeal, but the way he phrases it, he's the one who's trapped. He's just a character locked inside Sarah's fantasies. And that's kinda all he's got going for him. He doesn't want to be shackled to Sarah's mind anymore. He wants to be free, make a life of his own, and take over hers if possible. To put it simply, he doesn't want to live within her anymore. Having Bowie play Jareth was a brilliant move, and this haunting melody really sold the casting choice. It showcases how far he's willing to go to manipulate Sarah and get his way. No matter how pretty he and his voice are, when people say things like this, it's a huge red flag.
Just fear me, love me, do as I say, and I will be your slave.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
You want to sympathize with his turmoil,
Just
but on the other
I am
hand,
an adult.
you don't want to support his gross misdeeds. On the other hand, you want to simp all over him because he's frickin' David Bowie.
Just you shut your mouth.
Oh, make love to Miss Ziggy Stardust. I take you home. I make you fish ball soup. Fish ball.
You draw your own conclusions. And on the way, definitely definitely check out Labyrinth, if for no other reason than this mournful, deceitful love ballad.
If it ain't the puppets, it's definitely more the Doy singing. Oh, up to the opera!
Today, we're talking about opera. Cross that one off your
right.
2024 bingo card. In a way, it's strange how, despite the rise of videos that go into the depth of musical or theatrical works of fiction, very few seem to credit the place where it all began. Opera began in the early Baroque period and has, since then, remained an art form that's unafraid of pushing boundaries, being a flagship art form to some truly unadulterated subjects. Though not always suitable for all audiences, this sense of content liberty in opera paves the way for some fantastically vile villains, such as Baron Scarpia from Tosca, a corrupt man of the law seeking out Tosca's favors in exchange for her lover's life and freedom. Don Giovanni's titular cad with a body count the size of a phone book, and numerous villains from operas based on Shakespeare plays. A great deal of these roles are sung by a lower bass or baritone voice part. But it's true what they say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Oh boy.
Meet the Queen of the Night. Villain song enthusiast or not, odds are you've heard her singing above and beyond the soprano stratosphere before. Der Holorache, or the Queen of the Night aria, as it's widely referred to, is one of the most famous songs and melodies in all of classical music, let alone of all time. In the opera Die Zauberflöte, aka The Magic Flute, a young prince, Tamino, is visited by the queen, who insists he rescue her beautiful daughter from the wicked Sarastro. However, other than Pamina being eyeball fodder to the secondary antagonist, it seems Sarastro means no harm to her, and all may not be what it seems. After Pamina is rescued, Tamino goes through a series of purification trials set by Sarastro in order to become worthy of being with Pamina. When Pamina is alone, the queen confronts her daughter in a fit of rage over the knowledge of the new allyship between Tamino and Sarastro, and it is spectacular.
Shall we? Damn. Get the spare.
Oh yeah, Queenie's had enough. Using her own powers and setting Tamino on her behalf didn't work, and now she's out for bloody vengeance like never before. Pamina must either slay her friend and protector Sarastro, or be disowned by her mother. That's one of the best parts about the Queen. She's a starstruck combination of an intensely manipulative, subtle villain, all while having the stage presence and lungs of a truly dark diva. Why actively commit an evil deed when you can manipulate your unsuspecting ingenue daughter to do it for you? Much like her Disney contemporaries and characters such as Mother Gothel and Judge Claude Frollo, the Queen could not give less of a shirt about her own family, should it be an obstacle between her and ultimate power. The lengths she's willing to go to and the sacrifices she is willing to make are what really cement her as quite the villain to live up to for the ages. Between her fiendishly sung orders are copious bars of coloratura, which is a technique of classical singing that pushes a singer's agility and range to its limits. In all honesty, Mozart's choice
I don't even want to try it.
Might bust your eardrum, sorry. As opposed to the standard dramatic soprano, adds so much to her colors as a villain. The coloratura is her evil laugh. It's her musical power trip and slide into insanity.
Yeah, it kind of does sound like a laugh.
Like unnecessarily ungodly high notes, all the more justified to her tyrannical personality. Nobody else in the entire opera has arias or phrases quite like the Queen. Not even her three henchwomen are vocally spiraling like she is. It's worth noting that while this song is widely referred to as the Queen of the Night aria, the role of the Queen of the Night herself actually has a second aria earlier in the opera, O Zittre nicht, or O Tremble Not. This one is a much more manipulative and subtle evil, where the Queen bribes Tamino with her daughter's affections, whilst leading him to believe he's the perfect candidate to slay her nemesis Sarastro, whom she paints to be a monster. However, the Queen's latter and more famous aria is much more classic, condensed villainy. In the world of opera, this is considered one of the most vocally demanding and difficult roles. Any high-voiced feminine singer can call herself a soprano, but very few.
But if they can pull this off, they definitely earn that crown.
Queen.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I could do that. Like, even if I practice, I'd be like, okay, how the hell do I pull that one off? Like, you gotta think, like, okay, how do I go about this? Just, I don't know. It's just, that sounds like so, like, hard on the lungs, too. Like, even with the laugh, too. Like, you gotta get that high for that long. Like, oh boy, good luck. That's all I gotta say. Does anyone sing opera here? Just thought I'd ask. Anyway, what if else can pull it off? Then again, no one really knows. Probably not. Next.
Lazy Town is your typical educational kids show. As you'd expect, it's serviceable as a show teaching kids about living healthy and getting active. It's a wee bit generic since, well, just look at it. But interestingly, one of the most well-known parts of the show is the musical number sung by the villain, Robbie Rotten. Played by the late Stefan Karl, this character is a joy to watch whenever he's on screen. Always good for a giggle since the guy just wants to be lazy, yet he puts a crazy amount of effort into his Looney Tunes schemes. Plus, his catchy as all get-out songs have since become cult classics. Remember, You Are a Pirate? Yeah, this is where it came from. And of course, there's the one that we all know that's ascended to beyond cult classic status.
Hey! Come on, we know the song.
For context, this one is sung by Robbie and the clones he summoned to do his job of capturing Sportacus with him. He goes out of his way to teach them how to be villains via musical, and like any good Saturday morning cartoon villains, the crew plays along.
Just follow my moves and sneak
around.
Be careful not to make
a sound.
Don't touch that.
Like all the other Robbie Rotten songs, this is just fun. Thanks to its over-the-top instruments and passionate acting from the clones, as well as Robbie himself. Seriously, how can you not smile when looking at these goofballs jumping around? Adding on to that, Robbie's singing is just amazing in general. While these are simple, silly lyrics, he delivers them with so much glee on top of his amazing deep voice. Yeah, it shouldn't come as much of a shock that he'd become a Tumblr sexy man.
Now watch and learn. Here's the deal. Slip and slide from this
banana peels.
What are you doing?
While any of Robbie's other songs could have made the list, none of them carry as much cultural
He's got one hell of a song.
This one. It became the poster song that helped spread awareness of Stefan Karl's health and garnered the support needed to help fund his treatment. Stefan himself even celebrates it alongside the fellow actors who played the clones. While the man is unfortunately no longer with us, we will continue to cherish his incredible legacy, whether it's a decade later or beyond.
He was #1.
We are #1. We are #1. Hey, hey! Come on. You gotta love that song. Oh, and here comes the video games.
Oh, hey, in case you haven't met, I'm Josh Scorcher. I do video game and some tabletop content. What do you say we cross the streams?
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Baldur's Gate 3 is a massive RPG set in the world of D&D. It's been critically praised for its narrative, gameplay, and environment. Naturally, not enough can be said about the music. Borislav Savov, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, had his work cut out for him composing some of the most emotional and gripping songs and tracks in the game. And naturally, he saved one of the most bombastic songs for the big bad himself.
The mouse smiled brightly. It outfoxed the cat. Then down came the claw. And that, love, was that.
Depending on your interactions with him, Raphael could be your best ally or the devil he truly is. That's not an exaggeration, by the way. Throughout the game, he's been tempting you to make a pact with him, and it's hard to resist him because he carries the energy and charisma of a Disney villain. You know, back when the title meant something. He mostly tags along until you finally confront him in his home, the House of Hope. And like the theater child he is, he sings his own boss fight. Are the chills settling yet? Can't imagine how they wouldn't be with the eerie organ playing and Maria Anastasova's haunting singing.
Life's mortal lives expire. Souls go to their dooms in flame forevermore.
And then, the devil of the hour gets in on the act.
Hell, hell, hell has its laws. Hell, hell, effect in the cause. Curtain falls, but hold your applause. Squirm, squirm, for now down here come the claws.
Would you believe that this is his actor's first time singing? Yeah,
Really?
me neither, because he stepped up to the plate and knocked it out of the park. Yeah, he mostly sang, but he never faltered, and his voice still carried the dramatic and smug energy without skipping a beat. Even
Hey,
the
words,
lyrics
right?
ooze with confidence. He's large and in charge, and you really should have taken him up on his offer. One of my favorite lyrics in the song are squirm, squirm,
Squirm,
from
now down here come the claws.
I love that it's a callback to the poem he recited when we first met him, and it has a dual meaning. He's had his claws in us since the beginning, and now here comes the binding clause from his other contracts. The man knows Shakespeare, and he is about to make it everyone's problem. I mentioned long ago that I love villains belting out a "You're Screwed" song, and Raphael's final act took that concept up to 11. From the gorgeous, haunting music to Raph's boisterous energy carrying the tune, it's just a small sample of the music that helped Baldur's Gate 3 reach its acclaim. Plus, like I said, it's just nice having a boss sing their own fight music.
No more deals, it's over. The final act, you're doomed. No more grace, it's over. This house of hope.
Damn. Hey, whatever works, right? It's a tough thing. I say it once. Yep, here comes the fan. I was
Most
like,
pieces of media that receive the fan song treatment are those that don't typically have songs to begin with. If your work already sustains its plot and development through character-driven singing, there may not be as much of a drive for fans to do it themselves, as opposed to silent indie games that leave room for individual creative lyrical interpretations. Though, that isn't to say it never happens. Has-Been Hotel is loaded with canonical musical numbers, and the fans give it right back tenfold. Even if a work is rich with musical story, that's no guarantee you'll satisfy the fans by default. Perhaps there was an alternate finale that needed to be created, an off-screen song based on canonical lore, or maybe even a whole character or song that needed to be rewritten entirely. Movie musical tycoon and happiest bank account on earth, Disney has dozens upon dozens of beloved songs in their movies and shows. But there are plenty Disney fan songs created to expand on the original tunes or characters. They serve as creative dedications, not as a means to fix what Disney didn't do. Classical Disney is renowned for hitting the mark with musical storytelling, and thus doesn't really need the fans to pick up the slack.
Read your future.
The acting word here being classical Disney, because the studio's tunes lately just aren't what they used to be. And how I wish they were.
You better stop!
When you fall flat on your face,
yeah, honestly, with Wish, even I was like,
doing it better
nah, this ain't
60
gonna
under with an 18% tip. If you've been fortunate enough to have avoided this movie, allow me to fill you in.
Thank God.
The animation looks like a 2-hour-long unfinished screenshot turned into Luigi's Mansion portrait. The music is a pop nightmare written by a pop star who can't even see the writer or own genre either. The film's pacing and trajectory are more wild and direct than an orange cat with 3 AM zoomies. Nobody seems to know what these characters actually give a rat about, not even themselves. And I think by infant children babble nonsense more equipped than music for whatever they're passing off as lyrics. Almost any given Wish fan song will be a default upgrade for the Chernobyl disaster that is the movie. But this is on another level. The fans are the real stars now.
Wasn't there some talk about AI during Wish? I don't know.
Message to the people.
This is our message to the people.
Our message to the people explores the initial concept of the king and queen as a villainous duo, singing a duet to one another as they indulge in their power and kindle their romance with collaborative wicked deeds. Amaya, being a primary antagonist alongside her beloved, was one of the many scrapped ideas mourned over by fans with the release of original concept art. Written, directed, and partially sung by Milky Melodies, this AU showstopper is coupled with a fully colored, detailed animatic that, although it isn't fully animated, is certainly more visually pleasing than the movie. Also, notice how the song is successfully composed in the pop-esque style that was desired in the original work, but not achieved whatsoever. Milky Melodies has a theatrically fitting voice, yet with a nice, light, yet sultry, almost jazzy quality. And Caleb Hyles delivers a strong pop-rock performance as per usual, as a striking resemblance to Partners in Crime by Set It Off, a villainous duo whose great power is magnified only by their even greater love for one another.
For each other.
One of the best parts of our message to the people is that, despite trying to compensate for an oily void left by the film, it is loyal to the work. What I mean by this is King Magnifico is still seeking power over all wishes that outperforms what the stars can do. Asha is still out to do what heroes do best. The king and queen are still in love. The main ideas of the concept remain in the song, although subject to a surplus of adjustments. The song managed to feel entirely fresh and different from the movie's mistakes, yet doesn't alienate or feel like it's too far from the source. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. The contrast in quality between this incredible song and the video essay chewing toy that it is based on is astronomical. No pun intended. And, you know, that is perhaps the greatest aspect of it being a fan creation rather than canonical. It's a testament to the stories we want to tell, regardless of whether or not the creators will honor our wishes. Okay, can we stop with the star pun?
Oh, there you go. That should stop them, I think, for now. Well, there you go. Actually, we're pretty good ones. You know, we are #1. Can't help it, you know? Also, the Night Opera one. Oof. Wow. Hell of bars. Anyway, let me know your favorite song out of all these so far. Let me know. What do you think won this one? The movie? TV show? Theater? Fan-made? Getting? Let me know. Honestly, I kind of stuck between the fan-made one and We Are #1. Come on. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.